Awaken the Fire Within, A Journey to Your Greatest Life. Have you ever paused your busy life for just one moment and ask yourself, am I truly living or merely existing? This question, though simple, carries the weight of your entire future. Right now, as you read these words, there is something deep within you, a quiet voice, perhaps long ignored, whispering that you were meant for more. Welcome to this journey, a journey not of mere motivation, but of transformation. Today, you're not just reading a message, you are receiving a mirror that will show you not only who you are, but who you have the potential to become. Let me ask you and answer truthfully. Are you proud of the life you're living right now? If tomorrow never came, would you leave this world feeling fulfilled or filled with regret? If your heart trembles with hesitation, then consider this your awakening. This is not just another speech. This is not another video or article that inspires you for 5 minutes before you forget. This is your wake-up call, one that demands you rise. Now, your life will not change through wishful thinking. It will not improve by luck or by someone else swooping in to save you. The life you dream of, peace, purpose, prosperity, will only begin when you decide to change it. You see, we are experts at excuses. I'm too young, we say. I'm too old. I don't have the money. I don't have time. These are not truths. They are lies dressed as reasons, lies we feed ourselves so we don't have to take responsibility. Because taking action is uncomfortable, but do you know what's more uncomfortable? Regret. Why do most people fail? Well, it's rare because they lack intelligence. It's not because they were born into the wrong family or weren't given enough opportunities. The truth is far simpler and much harder to accept. They don't take action. They sit and complain. They blame the world, the economy, their parents, their past. They replay the same painful memories and frustrating stories like a broken record. Meanwhile, time slips through their fingers, time they will never get back. Let's get real for a moment. Successful people, they didn't have it easy. They were not handed golden tickets. They fought, they crawled through the mud of rejection, failure, and fear, but they chose to rise. Take Oprah Winfrey, for example. She was born into poverty, endured trauma, and was told she would never make it. But she didn't let her story end there. She rewrote her narrative. She chose growth over pain, focus over fear, and today she is a global icon, not just of success, but of resilience. So I ask again, what's stopping you? The answer is simple yet profound. Your mindset, that quiet war inside your head between belief and doubt. Every dream you're out standing behind a door called discipline, and the only key is consistency. Now close your eyes. For just a moment, imagine waking up in a sunlit bedroom inside the house of your dreams. If you stretch, smile, and look outside the window. Parked in the driveway is your favorite car, not leased, not borrowed, yours. And in the kitchen, your parents sipping tea with peace on their faces. No more worry in their eyes. You've given them the life they once only imagined. For you, that vision, that dream, it's not fantasy, it's a possibility, but the possibility means nothing without commitment. Let's be brutally honest. Your habits are either building your future or silently destroying it. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your routines. If your daily life is filled with scrolling through endless social media, binge watching shows you won't remember next week, or wasting hours in video games that offer no real reward, you are not relaxing, you are running away. Time's not infinite. You can make more money, you can rebuild relationships, but once a second passes, it's gone forever. And do you know what successful people do with their seconds? They invest in them. While others scroll, they study. While others sleep in, they rise early. While others make excuses, they make progress. Want to know the difference between an average life and a fulfilling one? It's how you use the quiet, unseen hours, the ones no one praises you for, the ones no one sees, but everyone will eventually notice through your results. Now, let's shift focus for a moment. Think about your mother. She carried you for 9 long months, her body, her sleep, her freedom, all sacrificed for you. She endured pain silently, smiled through exhaustion, and gave you life without asking anything in return. Think about your father. Whether he said it aloud or not, every drop of sweat, every extra hour at work, every quiet moment of worry, it was for you. So you could eat, learn, grow, and have a better chance than he did. Now, the question echoes back to you. What are you doing to honor those sacrifices? Don't you want to give back the peace they gave you? To hand your mother the keys to her dream house? To look into your father's eyes and say, you can rest now. I've got this. Because in the end, this isn't just about achieving success. It's about returning the love and faith that built you. Success isn't a gift, it's a trade. You give time, energy, focus, and discipline, and in return, you earn the life you dream of. Let me share a truth you might not want to hear. Success demands sacrifice. It means waking up when the rest of the world is asleep. It means missing parties, turning off distractions, and saying no when others say yes. It means showing up, especially when you don't feel like it. There's a powerful story about a young man seeking greatness. He asked, why his mentor, how do I become successful? The mentor took him to the ocean, walked him waist deep into the water, and without warning, pushed his head underwater. The boy struggled, gasped, fought, and finally, the mentor let go. Breathless, furious, he shouted, "Why did you do that?" The mentor replied calmly, "When you want success as badly as you wanted that breath, then you'll have it." This isn't just a story, it's a challenge. How deeply do you want it? Enough to change, enough to suffer a little now so you don't suffer forever. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need everyone's approval. You need relentless commitment and a reason that burns stronger than your excuses. Because every time you choose comfort over growth, you're trading long-term joy for short-term ease. And that's never a fair trade. Look around you. The people you surround yourself with are either pushing you forward or pulling you back. You become like those you spend time with. Because if your circle's filled with negativity, laziness, or gossip, don't be surprised when you start thinking and acting the same way. Want to change your life? Start by changing your environment. Find people who inspire you, people who chase goals, not drama, people who wake up with purpose, not excuses. Yes, this might mean letting go of certain friendships. It might hurt, but what hurts more, a few days of discomfort now or a lifetime stuck in the same place as those who never wanted more? Success isn't just about effort, it's about positioning. You can't soar like an eagle if you're always walking with turkeys. In a world that never stops talking, silence is a superpower. Success isn't a gift, it's a trade. Everything you see around you once existed in someone's mind. Surround yourself with winners, study their habits, learn their mindset, and most importantly, protect your energy like it's gold, because it is. You don't have to cut people off with hate. Just rise so high that they can no longer reach where the most important person who must believe in you is you. The world is noisy, full of critics, doubters, and people who will project their fears onto your dreams. They'll say you're not smart enough, you don't have what it takes, or worse, people like you don't make it. But let me remind you of something powerful. Their doubts are not your destiny. You don't need everyone to believe in you. You need one person, yourself. Because when you believe in your ability, your potential, your future, that belief becomes fuel, it becomes momentum, and most importantly, it becomes unshakable. Remember, even the most iconic legends were once told, you won't make it. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers. Walt Disney was fired for lacking imagination. Did they stop? No. They believed in something greater than rejection. They believed in themselves. Failure is not your enemy. It's your mentor in disguise. It teaches, shapes, refines, and if you allow it, strengthens you far beyond what comfort ever could. So the next time you fail, don't say, I'm not good enough. Say, this is where I grow. In a world that never stops talking, silence is a superpower. We live in a world addicted to noise, notifications, deadlines, opinions, distractions. But here's the truth. Growth doesn't happen in noise. It happens in stillness. When was the last time you sat alone, without your phone, without music, without anyone around, and simply asked yourself, what do I truly want? Most people never stop long enough to hear their own souls speak. They run from one task to the next, chasing things they were told to want, but never question if those things actually bring them joy. Or start making silence part of your daily routine. Take 5 to 10 minutes to just sit, breathe, reflect. No agenda, no pressure, just presence. In those quiet moments, clarity begins. Direction appears. Motivation is no longer forced, it flows from within. And while you're there, in that silence, talk to yourself, not with criticism, but with power. Say, man, I am strong. I am worthy. I am capable of more than I can even imagine. Because here's the secret. Your mind believes what you repeat. Feed it truth, feed it confidence, feed it belief. Everything you see around you once existed in someone's mind. Every skyscraper began as a sketch. Every masterpiece began as a vision. Every life-changing invention, movement, or career starts with one person closing their eyes and daring to dream. Visualization isn't fantasy, it's mental rehearsal. When you visualize with clarity and emotion, your brain starts building neurological pathways to prepare you for that future. So try this. Close your eyes. Picture your ideal life in vivid detail. See yourself waking up in a space you love. Feel the joy of working in a job that excites you. Smell the coffee. Hear the laughter. Touch the walls of your own home. Imagine walking through an airport with a ticket to anywhere with someone you love by your side. Stay there for a moment. Feel it as if it's already yours. Now, open your eyes and take action, because vision without action is just a dream. That's not me. That's fear talking. And fear doesn't make my decisions. But vision with action, that's destiny in motion. Start planning, start learning, start moving. Even the tiniest step taken in faith brings you closer to the world you just saw in your mind. Your mind is your greatest weapon, but only if you're the one wielding it. Most people don't realize this. Your thoughts shape your emotions shape your actions shape your life. So what happens when your mind is filled with fear, self-doubt, and negativity? You hesitate, you sabotage, you settle. The truth is, your mind can either be a prison or a playground, and the difference lies in how you train it. Here's a question. How often do you let negative thoughts roam free in your head without questioning them? It's like, I'm not smart enough. What if I fail? Others are better than me. Stop giving those thoughts free rent. The next time one of them shows up, catch it, say, that's not me, that's fear talking, and fear doesn't make my decisions. Start practicing mental discipline. Speak to yourself with the same kindness you would to a dear friend. Replace every I can't with how can I? Instead of what if I fail, ask what if I fly? Because here's the truth. Your mind is like a muscle. The more you train it to see possibility instead of limitation, the stronger it becomes. And the stronger it becomes, the less control fear and doubt will have over your life. Big dreams aren't built overnight. They're built daily with small, intentional steps. We often get overwhelmed by the size of our goals. Get fit. Start a business. Become fluent in English. They sound massive, and sometimes that makes us freeze. But here's the truth. Every big win begins with one small decision. You want to transform your body? Don't start with a 2-hour workout. Start with 10 push-ups. You want to write a book? You don't need a publishing deal today. You need one paragraph written before bed. You want to speak English fluently? Don't aim for perfection. Aim to learn 5 new words a day and use them. The greatest mistake people make is waiting for motivation to come first. But motivation isn't the spark. Action is. And when you act, even a tiny action, momentum follows. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent, because consistency beats intensity every time. No, the question isn't, can I do something huge? The question is, what small thing can I do today that my future self will thank me for? Start there, start now, because small steps taken every day lead to massive transformation. Stop waiting for someone else to believe in you. Be your own loudest cheerleader. It's easy to seek approval. We all want someone to say, you're doing great, or I'm proud of you. But the hard truth is that may never come. And that's okay, because the most powerful validation doesn't come from others. It comes from within. Instead of waiting for praise, give it to yourself. Wake up, look in the mirror and say, and I am proud of my progress. I'm working hard and it's showing. I've overcome so much and I'm still standing. You don't need a crowd to chase your dreams. You need courage and a voice inside that says, I deserve this. I've got this. Let's go. And yes, some days we'll feel lonely. But remember, loneliness and purpose often travel together. The path to greatness is rarely crowded because few are willing to walk it. So be the one who claps when you win, even if no one else notices. Be the one who keeps going, even when it's hard. Because one day the world will notice, and by then your belief will already be unshakable. Inspiration isn't a luxury, it's a fuel. And like fuel, you need to refill it regularly. The truth is, even the most driven people have off days. There will be moments when your energy dips, your focus fades, and your purpose feels far away. That's when external inspiration can reignite your internal flame. So build your inspiration toolkit. Listen to motivational speakers who energize you. Read books that expand your thinking. Follow people who have achieved what you're striving for. Watch documentaries or stories of resilience, of ordinary people doing extraordinary things. But here's the key. Don't just consume, absorb. When you hear something powerful, pause, reflect. Ask yourself, how can I apply this to my own life? And don't underestimate the power of repetition. You may have heard something 10 times, but on the 11th, it hits differently. Why? Because you've grown, and now you're ready to receive it. Just like your body needs food daily, your spirit needs nourishment too. So never feel guilty for taking 20 minutes to refill your soul. That's not wasting time, that's preparing to rise. Gratitude doesn't mean settling, it means seeing clearly how far you've come. In the pursuit of more, it's easy to forget what you already have. And when we overlook what we have, we begin to feel like nothing is ever enough. That's a dangerous mindset because it breeds bitterness, not ambition. True high achievers practice gratitude, not as a way to limit themselves, but to anchor themselves. Gratitude keeps you grounded. It reminds you that progress has already happened. Those wins have already occurred. Start simple. Every morning, write down 3 things you're grateful for. It could be your health and who checks in on you. A lesson you learned the hard way. The act is small, but the shift is massive. You go from scarcity to abundance, from frustration to focus, from I'm not there yet to look how far I've already come. And here's the magic. The more you give thanks, the more your mind opens to possibility. Why? Because gratitude clears the mental fog. It puts you in a state of clarity, and clarity leads to better decisions. So don't just chase the future. Honor the present, appreciate the past, and watch how that transforms everything moving forward. The average is safe, average is familiar, but average will never set your soul on fire. Look around. Too many people are living life on autopilot, going through the motions, clocking in and out, existing but not truly living. Why? Because they've accepted good enough as their ceiling. But let me ask you, were you born just to pay bills and fade away? Or were you born to leave a mark so bold that the world can't forget your name? Every single day, you are faced with a choice. Settle or stretch. Repeat yesterday or create tomorrow. And yes, chasing greatness is uncomfortable. It means letting go of gossip, distractions, empty entertainment, and toxic relationships. It means choosing effort over ease, growth over comfort, and vision over short-term pleasure. But here's the thing. Every extraordinary life requires extraordinary decisions. You can't have the house, the career, the legacy, while living like everyone else. Something must be traded. Maybe it's your excuse. Maybe it's your laziness. Maybe it's the old identity you've outgrown. The question is no longer, can I live my dream? The question is, am I finally ready to stop living below my potential and demand more from myself? Because if you are, everything changes. You don't need more time, you need more courage. Let's get brutally real for a second. You don't have forever. The clock is ticking, and the brutal truth is that most people live like they're guaranteed tomorrow, but none of us are. So stop waiting for the perfect time. That's the point. It doesn't exist. There's only now and what you do with it. The life you dream of, It's the one where you're proud, fulfilled, free. It's not waiting in the future. It's hidden inside the choices you make today. And yes, you will be afraid. You will doubt yourself. You wonder if it's too late, if you're too young, too old, too broken. But here's the truth. Every great comeback began with someone who refused to quit. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are not your fears. You are potential in motion if you choose to move. So stand up, shake off the dust. Look yourself in the mirror and declare, today I begin again. Today I choose growth. Today I step into the life I was born to live. This is your time, your moment, your shot at greatness. Take it, own it. The world is waiting for you to rise.